Honestly, if there was ever a time to be worried about AI, now is the time to be worried. My goodness, this I don't know if you've heard about this site, Chat GPT, owned by OpenAI. About 2-3 days ago, they made their um, chatbots open to the internet to anyone that wants to demo it. I've been reading about it and its ability to write code and understand complex thoughts, but this is freaky. I have just finished building my game. I built a game in Unity, this very game that I'm trying to open up now. And it's the first time I've built this sort of game, and I struggled in building the game because I had a very short period of time to write a lot of code. But one of the programming issues that I had in my code, I just asked the AI and the AI answered it and wrote the exact stuff that I wrote in my own answer. And it is freaking me out, and I had to basically show you guys. So this is my game. I'm building like a replica of the solar system, and I want you to be able to land on the surface of a planet and like teleport to a new scene. Nothing too fancy or complex. But I can ask this AI, write a method in C sharp in in Unity C sharp. Let me specify. So I'm asking it, write a method in Unity C sharp that makes a game object orbit another game object. And I want to see what it will say. Now look at it in real time. Public void orbit, game object target, game object. This is crazy because take a look at this. It uses okay, game object target, game object float orbital speed. It even pays attention to the orbital speed. And I'm showing you this in real time, and I'll show you my code, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, vector 3 orbital pose is equal to orbital transform position, pose x equal to this plus orbital speed times time dot time times orbital distance. Now, take a look at what I wrote in my own code. Now, by the way, I just typed this thing out right now. I've written this code already in my own like game, and this is what I wrote. I'll just go over to my script and go to my orbit. And in my orbit script, whatever game object this item is dropped in, it will ask for a target, and it will orbit itself around this target using transform rotate around. So this is how I did my own. And I paid attention to orbital velocity and time, and for it to orbit time dot delta time. And this is how these guys did it. Basically, you can ask this stuff to write entire programs for you, and this is crazy. Okay, let me try that. um Build a replica of Google landing page in that. um Build a replica of Google landing page in that. So that is a programming language used in Flutter. Flutter is a My goodness, this is scary. This is actually scary. Do you know the number of hours of code, of writing code that you will save? This code creates a simple Flutter app with a scaffold that contains an app bar with the title Google search and a column. with a body with a text raise button for a search query. This is scary. This code is written by an AI. This code is written by an AI. I'm worried for my job as a software engineer, as a new software engineer, and newer software engineers that are coming in now. I don't think I think this may have something to do with the thousands of engineers that are getting laid off in from Amazon to Twitter. Obviously, we already know that loads of people are getting laid off from Twitter for many other reasons. Elon Musk. Then Facebook, about 11,000 engineers got laid off from Facebook, and now we're hearing Google has frozen their hiring, and they may start laying off as well. When you have AI that can at least do the bare minimum that you would have hired a couple of junior software engineers to do, you can have AI that just does it for you. The thing that for now, what I'm getting from this stuff is you no longer need to think too much to plan out your algorithm. You now can just tell this AI, okay, let me try something. Show me an algorithm for building a chat app. Let me try that. Thinking. So I think I may have found something that will hold it back. Here is an example of an wow, okay. Wow. It's actually listing out the algorithm now for doing this now. So it took some time to think about what I asked it. Create a user interface with a list of messages, text input fields, and a button for sending messages. Set up a server-side component that can receive messages from clients and broadcast them to connected clients. When a user opens chat, chat app, connect the server and start listening for incoming messages. When a user enters a message in the text, this is impressive. This is a very basic algorithm that can be used to build a simple chat app. This thing is AI that is thinking about all this stuff. I am impressed, and I don't know what to say. I think you should just deal with this information. By the way, I'm writing a report on my assignment, and now imagine I could just ask this stuff. Hey, uh, write this stuff for me. Okay, this high definition rendering pipeline that I've started writing about. Let's get it to write something about this high definition rendering pipeline. Let me see if I can use it to cheat my assignment. And okay, write about that can be used to build a simple chat app. This thing is AI that is thinking about all this stuff. I am impressed, and I don't know what to say. I think you should just deal with this information. By the way, I'm writing a report on my assignment, and now imagine I could just ask this stuff. Hey, uh, write this stuff for me. Okay, this high definition rendering pipeline that I've started writing about. Let's get it to write something about this high definition rendering pipeline. Let me see if I can use it to cheat my assignment. And okay, write about Unity high definition rendering pipeline. Unity, wow. This is great. Can you just imagine now? I'll show you how I wrote mine, and we're writing in the same way. Look at this. It's a rendering pipeline designed to support high quality graphics and visual effects in Unity. Some of the key features are physically based shading. The Unity HDRP uses physically based shading models. And what I did was some of the it provides advanced graphics rendering features such as immersive lighting, volumetrics, advanced physical surfaces with translucency. This thing is thinking like a human. And one thing I think is going to happen with this chat GPT is it's going to replace Google eventually, because most of the time when people Google stuff, they just want to have an answer to something. And I can ask it um how many planets or how many stars are in the Milky Way. So rather than Google it and then get an answer, how many stars in the Milky Way? So rather than ask Google, I could just ask ChatGPT and it will tell me the answer, but this time with speech. Okay, let me ask it a an emotional question, or let me ask it something like it's something just arbitrary, like is love worth it? Wow. Whether love is worth it is a subjective question, and the answer will vary depending on who you ask. Some people believe that love is worth it, even if it can be difficult or painful at times, because it brings happiness, fulfillment, and a sense of connection to others. Others may feel that love is not worth it because it can lead to heartache, disappointment, and loss. Ultimately, the decision of whether love is worth it is a personal one that each individual must make for themselves. This is an AI that wrote this stuff out. My goodness. Take my money. See, I don't want to hear that these guys have suspended their open source beta and now it's only available to a select group. I don't want to hear that Google has bought ChatGPT and now it's only for them. If you want us to pay a subscription, £20, £50 a month, I will pay. I need this thing now. This is just too impressive. Imagine AI writing my code for me, answering my assignment questions for me. So this is a game changer, not just for your normal writing code, particularly for job interviews. So when you have job interviews that are not proctored and you're a software engineer, they give you all these puzzles. Hey, solve climbing stairs problem. I just asked it, write C++ code to solve the popular climbing stairs problem. And it wrote it. So let's try this. I want to test this thing out like in real time so that we can really see how powerful this is. Let's go to LeetCode. And I want to try out a challenge, one of the LeetCode questions. I'll use the AI to answer the question, and see how far it can get me. See, oh, how do I get to this thing? LeetCode question of the day. Um, problem set. Yeah, that was good. So let's try this. Let's pick a question under all these popular questions. Let's say integer to Roman, for example. It's a medium difficulty question. Okay, so I'm going to assume that this is a popular question and I'll just ask it the integer to Roman lead code question. And I'll do it in what language? What language is this in? C++. Okay, I'll do it in C++. So write to Roman. I'm trying to see where this this AI fails. I'm trying to see where this AI may not fully understand what the context and everything is, but I want to see if it knows what the integer to Roman question from LeetCode specifically is. If it doesn't know it specifically, then I'll go on and explain the question to it and see if I can answer. But I want to first start from trying to see if I can use it to cheat at tests, at exams, in this case now. So it's thinking, it's taking its time. Okay. Probably it's figuring out what is elite code, what is elite code question, this, that. It's taking quite some time to bring this up. In the meantime, I want to take a look at the question breakdown. Roman numerals are represented by the 7 different variables. Symbol, value. For example, 2 is written as this, and Roman numerals are. Wait, let me check how far it has gone. An error code. Okay, so from what I can see, it isn't able to answer this question. And in a way, it's kind of good news because it means there is still some hope that you won't be able to use this to cheat at your test. But I know that you will still be able to use it to answer your interview questions faster, where you need to maybe build a linked list and you already know exactly what the linked list is supposed to contain and how you're supposed to connect different nodes. Rather than have to write it out, you can just tell it to do that while you're thinking about a solution to your problem. But I want to try again and assume that maybe what's going on is okay. So it's doing it now. I think there was some network problem or something. So okay. So right now it has written out. Well, this is quite some code. So in this code that they wrote, they created they created a converter as a method that converts integer values to Roman for int I less than 13. Okay. I want to test this out. I want to test this out. So let me test this out right now in LeetCode. Going to copy this piece of code. Going to copy this out like this. Control C. Over to LeetCode. So int to Roman. There's an int to Roman method there already. Okay. And it should, well, again, it should return. It should return variable. Okay. So this is the string into Roman. Oh wow. So it has done it here already for us. I'm going to copy the content here, Control C, oh, Control X, because I don't need this one again. In here, Control E, complete this guy. So in this case now, I'm creating an int main. Let me run this and see what happens. You need to log into I hate this. Sign in. Okay, so let me run this one. Oh, for now, I'm just going to comment this whole part out because I know that I don't actually need the int main when I put it outside of the namespace. So can you see case 1 accepted, case 2 accepted case 3. So let me submit this code. Can you just see? This AI just answered this LeetCode question, and I didn't have to think for myself. And my code, by the way, ran in 3 milliseconds, and it beat 97% of the applicants that answered this question. This is seriously problematic. I don't believe what I'm seeing here. We have AI that's writing code. I'm really worried. I'm laughing, but I'm actually worried for our jobs. As robotics engineers, we laugh at others when we say stuff like we are going to build robots that are going to replace you. So we are building automation gadgets and machinery that can replace thousands of factory workers. And we are getting paid to do that, and we don't care about those people. But now that our fellow software engineers are building code to replace software engineers, it's making me feel worried. There's a mixture of emotions here. I don't know whether I should be happy because I'm going to cheat at loads of coding exams now, because I'm definitely going to exploit this, or whether I should be worried that now loads of employment opportunities won't be there, or the standards now for getting a job as a software engineer will skyrocket because now AI can do most of what